Hi, welcome to another video by TAFFMEISTERS on how to fit the auto decomp spring. Here it is, the little baby. That's what we're going to be fitting. Okay. This is the camshaft it's fitted to. Notice the steel sprocket. The steel sprocket is about 3mm thick where my fingers are and 5mm at the teeth. If you've got a pre-2002, you have a thick aluminium sprocket, and the sprocket would therefore be out near the edge here all the way down, and the shoulder would also be 2mm further out. The decomp therefore would be 2 further out, and so if you're modifying to an updated Husaberg, you have the dilemma that you have 2mm to remove from the shoulder of the cam, then you can fit the later decomp. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this bearing. Feel for it, see if it's any good. This one's fine, but I can tell you this one at this end, somebody's knocked it in, the rubber seal in, and this will be replaced because all the grease could have left it. Indeed, it's easier to turn, telling me there's no grease inside. Another thing you can do, look at the contact area of the camshaft. It's missing by 2mm. So what we would do is take 2mm off the shoulder of the cam, and then when we put the cam in, the rocker arms will run on the middle of the lobes, and what we would do at the front here, we have an aluminium washer. We would pack in front of this, put the aluminium washer and put the end cap on, and then you know your camshaft is running in the middle of the lobes. So first things first, I'm going to do the work pointing at the camera. So I put the camshaft in here, and whoops a daisy. First thing I'm going to do is get the the cam bearing off, 2 screwdrivers across the end, sideways. That one's off. Now we can pull the decomp out simply by disconnecting the spring off of, if we can, there it is, out of the trench. That's done by pulling it over the trench. This decomp is called the Dutch clog. It's a name I gave it, and there it is. You can see it looks like a Dutch clog. It's got a little eye in the end, and it has the slit trench. The earlier ones don't have the slit trench, they just have a flat plateau. They don't have this little ribbed edge here, and they don't have the dot on the end, and they look like a rowing boat on the end. They're also 2mm longer. So the next job, we're going to fit the new spring, but before we do that, we're going to remove the nut and bolt out of the camshaft sprocket. The reason we do that is because the decomp has been swinging and smashing into it for years, and they break off and drop into the bottom of your engine. So my first job is to remove this 8mm nut and number 4 Allen screw. So we'll get that out. The decomp is now going to stop against this massive camshaft sprocket bolt, and that of course is a bit like, it's so big it's like headbutting a rock face. It's not going to move. That bolt will take this all day. Okay, to fit it, I turn it round. I'm going to try and do this facing the camera. You're going to do it facing your belly, towards your belly. Okay, and if we make enough room, this should work out. So my first job is to feed in the cam auto decomp from the back, okay, towards your belly, and then have the spring waiting. So there's the spring, I lay it flat, there's the tail of it, and I bring it on, and then I turn it 3/4 of a turn from there, so it's pointing up, and now it'll point the other way around like this. And look at my fingers on my left hand, they're still pushing the decomp in. And if I get this underneath, as I say, I would normally do this towards my stomach, and I'm struggling because I need this to do this towards, so it's around again, and just pick up the pick, Stephen. Okay, did we put the blue pick down? Thank you. So if I can get that blue pick under there, we could be good to go. We are. And we've got the blue pick and we got that tail under, and now we're going to feed the tail over the top of the trench. Yeah, this is, I need to do it towards my stomach. Right, okay, we're going to do this again. Come on round with us, Stephen. I'm doing this my regular way now. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. So I've turned it round, pushed it round the back, driven it forward, hold it with both thumbs. I've still got the fingers of my left hand behind the back. Drive it forwards, this goes over the top into the trench, and there it is. Now, how strong is strong? Whoops. So, hold it with the shaft at 6 o'clock and it must flick up. This one is not bad, but if we look, we've got a bound spring. And I'm going to do this one again in a minute, and I'll cut off for now, come back in a moment. I'm going to take one whole coil off the spring so it isn't what they call spring bound, and it will be fine the next time. So that's something for you to do as well. Cheers.